Hello, UW alumni and friends. Welcome back to the Cowboy Alumni Pregame Pep Talks, brought to you by Black Hills Energy, Premier Bone and Joint Centers, and the UW University Store. By now, I imagine you already know this week's game against the Air Force Academy, scheduled for Saturday, November 14th, has been canceled due to increased COVID-19 cases at the Academy and within the football program. Certainly, this is a disappointment for the Cowboys. However, I know they will stay disciplined, focused, and be prepared to meet the Utah State Aggies in Laramie on November 19th. Today, let's take a moment to go back to the 1988 season when Cowboy quarterback Randy Welniak led the team to the WAC championship and a Holiday Bowl appearance. The season included one of the greatest fourth quarter comebacks in Cowboy football history. Welcome, Randy, and can you catch us up today on your time at UW, the years you played, your major, and the year you graduated?
I was here from 1984 through 1988 and had a redshirt year in there, had the opportunity to finish my degree in 1988, and then I pursued my master's and got my MBA in 1989. And then after that, had an opportunity to come back to the University of Wyoming as a development officer in the Cowboy Joe Club back in 1995 and spent 7 years here. And also worked at Fresno State, Illinois State, and then had a chance to return back here almost 10 years ago.
That's been one of the more rewarding parts of doing these, Randy, in all seriousness, is hearing how well all of these former players have done, and certainly you have as well. There probably was no more special night than in 1988. And can you share a little bit about the memory of that special game against Air Force?
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable. We were 3-0 going into that game and knew it was the biggest conference game after BYU. We were fortunate to beat BYU earlier that season and knew this was our biggest hurdle and had an opportunity to go down to Colorado Springs and play Air Force, and one of the best teams in the conference, one of the most well-respected teams in the conference. And yeah, we went down there and it was kind of a ho-hum first half. So I think it was 17-10 at halftime, and came out in the third quarter and the wheels just fell off. We had a couple of turnovers. I threw an interception, and before you know it, we were down 21 points. So we just buckled up. Our defense did an awesome job. They created a couple turnovers. We ended up scoring 31 points in the fourth quarter to end up winning that game, which is pretty amazing. I actually didn't have a chance to watch that game until recently when we had our quarantine COVID back in March, pulled out the old videotape and surprised it still worked. But it was the first time I've ever watched that game since we played it. And it was pretty amazing. I didn't realize at the time what we were going through as a team, but to see that happen and see what our team did to get to that point was pretty remarkable.
Who were some of the receivers that caught some of the passes?
Oh, I had several. You know, Tom Kilpatrick, our tight end from Sheridan, was unbelievable. Freddie Doucette, great wideout. Ted Gilmore. We had Sean Wiggins. We were loaded.
That's great. Something special about that season?
You know, I think it was, the fact that we had won the conference championship the year before. And then coming off of that and not knowing, I had a redshirt in 1987 because I had hurt my shoulder and had it reconstructed. And so I had to sit out a full year. So there was a lot of unknowns going into that 1988 season, especially a new quarterback coming in. And I had played some my sophomore and junior year, but it's a different type of offense, and we threw it a lot more. And our first game of the year was against BYU. It was a Thursday night ESPN game, one of the first ones they've ever had, first night game ever here at UW. And to come out and win that game, Ty Detmer was the quarterback. Our defense was unbelievable. We took advantage of those opportunities, and I think we ended up beating them by 14 points. But that was special. The fact that we won the conference championship here in Laramie later that year against UTEP, it was just an amazing year. I know it's a cliche, but we had incredible team chemistry. Our guys just came together, played really well together, and respected the heck out of our coaching staff. Paul Roach was our head coach at the time, Dale White, our defensive coordinator. Coach Tiller was our offensive coordinator. We had some great minds around us helping us to get to that point and be able to cap it off with another conference championship.
Absolutely. Well, Randy, this has been a pleasure to spend some time with you. and we look forward to all of our alumni enjoying our time and our discussion. Thank you.
My pleasure. Go Pokes.
To help keep the UW spirits high, take a photo of yourself in your best brown and gold gear using the hashtag #PokesAtHome and tag the UW Alumni Association for a chance to win 2 football tickets to the Wyoming versus Utah State home game on Thursday, November 19th. We will choose the most spirited submission and will contact you if you are the winner. Thank you again to Black Hills Energy, Premier Bone and Joint Centers, and the UW University Store. Now join us with that cowboy spirit by singing along with us to Ragtime Cowboy Joe.
He always sings rag music to the Cadillac swing, back and forward in the saddle on a horse, pretty horse, got a syncopated gator, and all you need is just a roar of his speed, how it runs, yes, right, when the gator he's coming, cause the western folks all know, he's a ragtime cowboy, ragtime cowboy, how about you, cowboy?